You'll scale your revenue, but your body will start to break down. What good is all the money in the world if you are not healthy enough, mind, body, soul, and spirit, to actually enjoy it, to be able to give, invest, spend, and save more of it than you even know what to do with? Did you know that only 1.9% of women entrepreneurs, 0.9% of Black business owners, and just 0.5% of Black women entrepreneurs ever cross the seven-figure mark? That changes right here. If you are ready for high-level, high-income conversations about all things millions, your mission, your mindset, your methodologies, your mandate, your movement, your messaging, your marketing, your metrics, and of course, your money, just by listening, your income is going all the way up. Every week, you'll hear powerful stories, transformational interviews, and million-dollar business growth insights to help you scale and sustain a seven-figure business with grace and ease, not hustle and grind. I am your host, Dr. Darnyelle Jervey Harmon, award-winning spiritual business growth strategist, eight-figure entrepreneur, and God girl on a mission to help you experience abundance in your life because of your business. This is the Move to Millions podcast. Welcome home. Welcome back to another episode of the Move to Millions podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Darnyelle, God girl, eight-figure entrepreneur, and the award-winning CEO of Incredible One Enterprises. I'm excited to be with you today. We are about to start a brand new series all about soul leadership. Now, unless this is your very first time listening, then you probably have been around long enough to know that I wrote a book called Move to Millions, the proven framework to become $1 million CEO with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind. I wrote the book in 2021. The book came out in 2023. And at the top of 2024, we realized that we needed to go deeper into our core framework. The Move to Millions method is our proven framework and methodology. It is how we have helped 77 entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you experience their first or next seven figures since 2021. Now, when we first created the Move to Millions method, we were clear that it took strategy, it took sales, it took systems, it took support, and it took success mindset to make the move to millions. Now, to be clear, this has never been about 1 million. It has always been about millions. In fact, when we're working with clients in our core programs through House of Millions, which is our suite of business advisory services, our goal is to get our clients to a minimum of $3 million a year. Why $3 million? Because if you're generating $3 million a year, you can take $1 million and you can take it off of your business for your lifestyle and your financial legacy. And that, if you ask me, is what it's really all about. So now back to the framework. So the book came out. I was so sick of the book when it first came out. You know how it is, or if you've written a book and gone through the process of editing and publishers and all the things, like by the time the book hits the world, you don't even want to talk about it anymore. But of course, the book is now new to the world. So I'm talking about it. And as I'm talking about it, I'm realizing that we could go deeper. So we took what used to just be success mindset and we fanned it out. I was fitting a lot into success mindset, which makes it, really challenging. But we recognized that we had a distinct opportunity to really break down what we mean when we say success mindset. So in our new methodology, the 2.0 version, success mindset has become success mindset, which is still important, soul leadership, which we're going to talk more about today, sovereignty, and self-care, because we recognize the importance of being holistic and serving the whole CEO. Now, also, I've recently undergone my own transformation to lose 58 pounds. Now, people ask me all the time, Darnyelle, how did you lose 58 pounds? I did everything you already know to do that you're not doing if you need to lose weight. No shade, no disrespect. But I went to the doctors to have my physical when I turned 48. I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I had a BMI of 27 and I was pre-diabetic. My doctor said something to the effect of, I don't know how many more times we're going to get together like this every year if something doesn't change. And y'all, what I heard was, girl, you about to die. You better get your life together or you gonna die. And it flipped a switch for me. And I decided to really treat my vessel the way that God intended for me to do it from the beginning. I decided to do the work, the sometimes hard work, the work that we make excuses around, but I decided to do the work. So I didn't do anything earth-shattering. I stopped eating processed foods and lots of sugar. I started moving my body every single day. I started drinking water, half my body weight in water. Those of you who are going to watch the video version, you'll see this amazing cup that guys, got my name on it. I just recently got this from speaking at Next Level Speakers Conference. I started drinking water. I started eating whole foods. The first 6 months, all I ate were whole foods. That lost me 30 pounds. Now, I've maintained my weight loss. So I got to 50 pounds and I have maintained it now for more than 6 months because today it's a lifestyle. But we decided to include all of that in our framework and methodology because can I be honest and can I keep it real with you? It burns my biscuits to see people, you know what, let me not make it about anybody else. Let me make it about me. It burned my biscuits when I would look back at footage of myself on stage, looking unhealthy, with a big old fat stomach, inflammation in my body, trying to sell the dream that you can have it all and you don't have to choose. It felt out of alignment. It felt incongruent. And I got sick and tired of looking back at pictures and cringing because it didn't matter how good the content was that I spoke, because the way that I was treating my only vessel that I will ever get in this life was that I did not care about myself enough. So today, I love me more. And as a result, I've decided to be healthy. And healthy for me is a smaller body. It is a body that does not eat sugar. It is a body that eats whole foods. It is a body that moves itself every single day and fills itself with water. So I may do a whole nother episode all about that at another time. But I wanted to sidebar and say that because as I started to undergo this internal transformation in this weight loss journey, it became important that the work that I do with the clients that I serve do the same thing because I want the whole CEO to be wealthy. And what good is millions if you are overweight and you cannot enjoy them? I mean, can I just keep it real? Anyway, that was a little sidebar, but I felt that it was necessary. So in this series on soul leadership, I'm going to break down to you the 7 soul shifts that are centrifugal for you to go to the next level. And we're going to do it in this entire series. And here's why. Because it's not just about the strategy. You already have a strategy. You've already bought all the courses, downloaded all the freebies, hired all the coaches. Yet, you're still circling the same revenue that you've been circling all along and you can't figure out how to get beyond it. Sure, the market does play a small role in that. The market has changed, right? We are in a different economy than we were even just 5 years ago during COVID-19. And yes, there are adjustments that you need to make as a result of that. But the work you most need to do is not on your strategy because all the strategies work. You want to do challenges? Rock on. You want to do webinars? Okay. You want to hold live events? Go ahead, girl. It doesn't matter. They all work. The reviews are in. Move to Millions, the proven framework to become a $1 million CEO with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind is a bestseller. With thousands of copies sold, we are raising a generation of $1 million CEOs. You got next. Grab your copy and our bonuses today at movetomillionsbook.com. Move to Millions Live 2025 might be over, but welcome to the afterglow. When we're in the afterglow, we are basking in the significance of all that transpired in the room. And while you may have missed 2025, it's the perfect time to get your ticket for 2026. Go now to movetomillionsevent.com/afterglow to grab your ticket at the best investment plus our special bonuses. That's right. The Afterglow is ready for you to get your ticket to Move to Millions Live 2026. What needs to work in coordination with the strategy is the work that you do on your soul. Once I decided to start doing this work outwardly, now I've been doing it myself for years, and I'll be honest. Can I be honest? I thought that if I kept to myself the part that didn't matter as much, it wouldn't matter. I thought it didn't matter, y'all, because I'm a strategist, and people come to me because they want a strategy. But what I've realized, if we watch client after client after client, our Move to Millions method is the reason that there are 77 more entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you experiencing their first or next 7 figures because of our methodology. That's the work we've done since 2021. And so I realized that, yes, strategy is important, but strategy is not the end all be all. And once I realized and started talking to my clients about some of the other things beyond the strategy I was doing myself, they wanted in on it. They wanted more of that. And as I've watched us start to take this soul work to the next level, the way it's showing up in their businesses, the way they're making more money, the way they're defying their own limits on what they should earn in a month. They're making more in a month than most people make in a year when we look at the statistics around small business. And I believe, I know it's as a result of the soul work that we've added in. So I want to introduce you to the soul work in this series. Now, if you have a copy of my book, Move to Millions, then this is the O, operational obedience. Some of that is in there. And some of it is the V, the vision that is in the framework and methodology, the acronym being mastery, operational obedience, vision, and execution to and beyond 7 figures. So in this first episode, we're talking about why strategy is not enough. And if strategy alone is all it took to make the move, you'd already be moving millions. But we both know that you're not there quite yet. It is not because you don't have the blueprint or that you're not talented. It's that you're not operating your soul and working your soul at 3 times the rate you're operating your strategy. And that's what I want to help you to do in this episode today. All right, so let's jump into it. Here's what I want you to know. That the truth of the matter is that you have to become the version of yourself who can hold 7 figures. And until you do, no strategy will work. And that, incredible one, is why we need to do the soul leadership work. Most women that we work with are not lacking in strategy. They're drowning in it. I mean, they do all the things. They've got the funnels. They've got the challenges. They've got the retreats. They've got the sales scripts. They do evergreen. They've got cohorts. They do all the things. Emphasis on the do. Because millions are made when you be. It's the embodiment that needs to shift in order for this to change. Strategy is only as powerful as the soul that is driving it. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. Strategy is only as powerful as the soul that is driving it. It's the being behind the doing that makes the millions that you want to make sustainable and allows you to generate them with peace and not pause. And that is ultimately what we're after. Because what good is a business that is making millions if it costs you your peace, your health and wellness, and your sense of purpose? I believe you don't have to choose. You can love God, you can do this soul work, and you can make millions, full stop, and not or, both. So let's get real about strategy, right? Because the strategy answers the how, but the soul work, that is what answers the who. Who you are becoming in the process of building your business is very important. It is who you become on the journey to 7 figures that makes the 7 figures stick. Do you know that 78% of those who hit 7 figures once never do it again? Because they hustled and grinded their way to the 7 figures the first time, and they didn't put sustenance strategies in place. They didn't do the inner soul work in order to make sure that they could position themselves to experiencing it over and over and over. I've coached so many women who've built the systems, who've hired the team, who did all the things. But deep down, they didn't trust themselves and they did not feel safe with the money they were praying to earn through their business. They've built the empire, but they secretly resented the business. Oh, and listen, I get this because that was me. If you know my story about 2014, the very first year that we crossed 7 figures, we did $1.3 million in 3 days and $1.8 million at the end of that year. I hated my business. You know what I told myself? I told myself it was everything Biggie said it was going to be. It was more money and it was more problems. And you know what? It was more money and it was more problems because you'll have what you say. I literally spoke into existence that having a business that generated at this level would create strife and strain and struggle in my life. And it created strife, strain, and struggle. And so I was willing to give it all up. I literally gave the 7-figure business back. And for a few years, I didn't run a 7-figure company. But while I was not at 7 figures, I was rebuilding and repurposing how I was going to get back to 7 figures and how I was going to do it in a way that would honor everything about my soul. And so I did. And by 2019, I had a 7-figure business again, and we've multiplied the business every single year, and we've sustained it over time, today being worth over 8 figures, running multiple, or let me not say running, because I'm not running multiple businesses. I'm running one business, but I'm owning multiple businesses as I build out my portfolio of $100 million, because that is my goal and that is my desire for my financial legacy. And I believe I don't have to choose. I can have it all. And in my body, I feel safe. I have the energetic match for multiple millions, and my body feels safe and secure with them. This is what we've been helping our clients do as we've integrated more soul into the strategy that we've already been allowing out in the marketplace. And that's what I desire for you too. I love the scripture, Psalm 127:1. It says, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. You can build the funnels, you can hire the team, you can do all the things. But if your soul isn't in it because the God in you isn't in it, your strategy will feel like you are striving instead of the significance of thriving. It's not that strategy is bad. It's just that you cannot carry your business to the next level unless your spiritual alignment has been built to sustain it. Do you recognize that only 4.2% of the small businesses in the United States ever cross the $1 million mark and generate 7 figures a year in gross receipts? That means that there are 95% of entrepreneurs out there just like you that will never generate 7 figures. Want to know what it's like to work with me and the Incredible Factor University coaching team? You can get started today with the Move to Millions 90-day business growth planner. 90 days at a time, you'll be setting your business on a trajectory that will make the move to millions happen much faster for you. It's got everything that you need to track every strategy, every sale, all of your KPIs, as well as your self-care and life transformational needs. We made sure we left nothing out of this amazing planner. And by accessing the planner, you'll get a behind-the-scenes view of what it's like to work with me and my team. Go grab yours today at movetomillionsplanner.com. Move to Millions Live 2025 might be over, but welcome to the afterglow. When we're in the afterglow, we are basking in the significance of all that transpired in the room. And while you may have missed 2025, it's the perfect time to get your ticket for 2026. Go now to movetomillionsevent.com/afterglow to grab your ticket at the best investment plus our special bonuses. That's right. The Afterglow is ready for you to get your ticket to Move to Millions Live 2026. Now, I believe that it's not because you don't have the blueprint. I believe it's because you've never done the internal work that creates the sustenance that will allow you to build the capacity to sustain and hold the millions. Let me say it this way. You cannot system your way out of a soul wound. What you're trying to fix fundamentally, if it's spiritual, you cannot fix it with another spreadsheet. It's why you're tired. It's why it's not working. It's why you have to do the soul work first. So what is soul leadership? Soul leadership, as a part of the Move to Millions method, is a framework for becoming the version of yourself that has the capacity to hold millions in your life experience as well as in your bank accounts. Money is stored in your body long before it enters your bank account. You know that, right? Right? So you've got to have the mental preparedness and the spiritual capacity before you'll ever see it tangibly in your life. It's not about the hustle. It's about recognizing the significance of operating in accordance to the energetic signature that means the millions are truly your birthright. And it's not hustle dressed in affirmations. It's about healing, it's about embodiment, and it's about owning your truth. So there are 7 soul shifts that you'll have to make in order to put yourself on a trajectory to millions. And I'm going to break them all down for you here. And then the next few episodes in this series are going to go through them one at a time. Confidence. This is knowing that when God created you, he was showing the world what incredible looks like. I believe that your confidence is telling God that he did the right thing in creating you. Surrender, which is about releasing the tight grip of control on any and all outcomes and actually trusting that everything is coming to you in the time that is for your best and highest good. And if all things are truly working for your good, when you surrender, you do not relinquish control, you actually create more capacity. Alignment, which is seeing yourself the way that God has always seen you. And in so doing it without distortion and with full belief that you can operate in that vision of yourself and you don't have to give up anything in the process to do so. Embodiment, living embodiment, not just learning it, actually enacting that very first command that God gave us to be fruitful and multiply. Obedience, honoring what's right for you, even when it's inconvenient or misunderstood by others. Relationship, having a relationship. This is not about religion. This is about a personal, divine connection and relationship with the creator of the abundant universe in which you live. It's about understanding the significance of the universal spiritual laws that govern our universe. It's about recognizing that spiritual law is the key to success because success is a law. It's not about the lottery. The scripture that comes to mind here is Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that when you will be able to test and prove what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Can we sidebar here for a second? This is something that burns my biscuits. Stop waiting on God. He is waiting on you. You are given power, authority, and dominion. And when you are in relationship with God, you can tap into what God believes and feels for you in any instant. You don't have to wait on it. It is you. It's in you. Your being is what activates the God that is in you. I'm going to do a whole nother episode on that because I can feel myself going deep there. Soul leadership is about transformation. It's about renewing your mind, your patterns, and your posture. When you begin to see yourself the way that God has always seen you, obedience becomes easier and strategy becomes spirit-led. There's a recent study that says that 78% of business owners struggle from imposter syndrome, even after they've achieved the thing that they most want to achieve. That's why confidence and alignment are not just cute coaching words. They are non-negotiables if you've got millions on your mind. Let's talk for a few minutes about the real cost of avoiding the soul work. You'll build a business, but then you'll start to resent it. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. You'll scale your revenue, but your body will start to break down. What good is all the money in the world if you are not healthy enough, mind, body, soul, and spirit, to actually enjoy it, to be able to give, invest, spend, and save more of it than you even know what to do with? You'll check off your goal, but you might feel emotionally numb. You become successful, but you don't feel safe in your own success. Over 70% of entrepreneurs report mental health challenges. 48 face burnout. And if you're a woman, especially a woman of color like me, that number is even greater. Because you're not just scaling a business, you're rewriting generational narratives. You're healing while you're building a business that serves you financially and spiritually. That's what soul leadership is all about. And that is why soul leadership is not optional. It's the foundation. Because if you skip this work, you might just build a throne that you'll eventually want to burn down. I love Matthew 16:26. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world but forfeit their soul? So it doesn't matter. You could hit 1 million, 10 million, even 100 million. But if you lose yourself in the process, if you build a business that burns you out in the process, that is not overflow. That's forfeiture. The work is to scale without selling out in the process, without positioning yourself for a soul that you don't get excited about. So I want to give you 3 ways that you can begin to do some soul work right now. So number 1, sit with the question, who am I becoming as I build? Take just 5 minutes and just ask yourself that question and let what flows naturally come out of you. Then I want you to inspect it for what you expect of it. And I want you to think through what it's going to be like and feel like and taste like and smell like and sound like for you to become the version of yourself who has the capacity and the confidence to make, move, and ultimately leave millions. That's number 1. Number 2, I want you to notice where you are operating out of obligation instead of alignment. Scan your calendar. What are you doing that no longer serves your best and highest good? These should be the first things that you delegate or delete altogether. And then number 3, I want you to start practicing surrender. Surrender is the beautiful gift you give to yourself when you know everything is working for your good. Practice it by finding one thing today that you can take your control off, take your hands off, that you can release the need to be in control of. Just one thing. Surrender it and see how it makes you feel. To live into the energy, the belief, and the boldness that your life is getting better because you don't have to control the outcome. Just by being, you'll vibrate at a level that will bring the things that you most desire into your life experience. You don't have to effort for them. And that is when it gets good. The Bible calls this sweatless victories. And that excites me for you. So again, this series is all about scaling with soul and allowing your soul work and your soul leadership to guide you as you become the 7-figure CEO that is building a business that serves them financially and spiritually. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to break down each of these 7 soul shifts to you and invite you to step in at the place that you most need and anchor in your soul that this is the work that's going to make the biggest difference for you. And as you go through each of these episodes, and even in this very first episode in this series, if your spirit is stirred, if you feel yourself sitting up just a little bit taller and leaning in just a little bit more because your spirit has been piqued, then I want to invite you to apply for a soul and strategy conversation with your girl. It'll give me an opportunity to evaluate and audit your business, but also audit your soul and what is the work that you most need to do in order to come into alignment and to create the capacity in your body to bring your 7 figures in with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind. All the details of how to do so will be a link in the show notes. I cannot wait for you to apply and for us to have a soul and strategy conversation. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Thank you for joining me for the Move to Millions podcast. If this episode has impacted you in any way, would you please take a moment and rate and review? Doing so helps us to deepen our impact and expand our reach around the world. And if you are ready to start your very own Move to Millions, I highly recommend that you order your very own copy of my brand new best-selling book, Move to Millions, the proven framework to become a $1 million CEO with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind. You can get your copy and our bonuses today at movetomillionsbook.com. Until next time, remember, millions are your birthright, and to access them, you need only move. I'll see you next time.